Alright guys, so I'm going to be doing a review of Superman Batman World's Finest, Volume 3, Elementary. This is written, of course, by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora. And for those who don't know, also this comic was another one sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again, brother. And yeah, so for those who are not in the know as to what this comic is, I've done the reviews of the first two volumes, and Chris actually sent me Volume 4. That's as far as we've gotten along in the comics as of this recording. And basically what this series is like a, homage to the original World's Finest book, where in those series, it was a team of Superman and Batman and Dick Grayson as Robin, teaming up to go on adventures together. In here, that follows that same thing, but treats it as like the early years of Superman and Batman when, and also Robin. So this series, also the first volume was good, but it was also more build up to Lazarus Planet, to the Lazarus Planet event. The second volume, which dealt with a tie-in to Kingdom Come, and the fourth volume is going to do the same, which I'm really excited to read when I get to it. The third volume is just kind of its own adventure. So here we go. There's two stories. There's a one and done, and then there's a 5-part story. That's the main story. So let's talk about the first issue first. Basically, in this one and done, it involves a disastrous date between Dick and Kara, where they referenced it in the first volume, but now we actually get to see what that date was and how bad it went. It's actually kind of some great back and forth between the two characters. I actually really enjoyed it. So it's a cute story. But the main story is a Superman and Batman story involving Metamorpho. You see, the World's Finest book, while the main characters are Superman and Batman, it's more of a... Mark Waid clearly loves to write the DC universe more than he ever does at Marvel. Because this is more... While Superman and Batman, Bruce and Clark are the main focus of these books, the real story is that... The real story is that they also share the book with all these other characters as well. So the main story does focus on Metamorpho. What this story is that Metamorpho's boss / big rival Simon Stagg has been found dead, and Metamorpho's the main culprit. He's the main suspect. But however, because of Jimmy doing, following all these details that didn't quite add up, they accuse Bruce Wayne of being Simon Stagg's killer. So Bruce and Clark have to team up with Metamorpho in order to find out who the real killer was, which leads to them going on a collision course with Professor Ivo and, of course, his creation Amazo. So what do I like about this book? Well, like I've said it before, Dan Mora's artwork is nothing short of brilliant. It is a fantastic book. It's a fantastic piece of artwork every time you look at it. Like, seriously, Dan Mora is just perfect. Like, look at that. Like the Machine Man, like the Metal Men Batsuit. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And that's what I love about this book, is that this book, like Mark Waid, again, going back to what I said, sorry, I just blanked. Yeah, going back to what I said, Mark Waid clearly loves writing the DC universe more than Marvel, because he clearly has a love for all these DC characters, and it's more of a showcase of the DC universe. In fact, they go through a whole retelling of Metamorpho's origin, and also talk about some other origins of lesser characters. Hell, you see characters, like I said, the Metal Men, and even the Challengers of the Unknown. Does anyone remember those characters? No. The main story is, involving Amazo and Ivo is, It's kind of, like, I would say, like, this plot was just kind of an story, because it's more of a machine. It goes really weird, because it starts out as a murder mystery of if Metamorpho killed Simon Stagg. Turns out he didn't. It was Amazo. And there's also a whole thing that they just don't do anything with. Like, like I said, Bruce Wayne gets accused of murdering Simon Stagg because of Jimmy Olsen, who misread some facts. And of course, Clark Kent can't say, I know Bruce Wayne. He was with me the whole time because I'm Superman. and he's Batman. He can't say that, but it's not even treated as like a main crux of the story. It's barely an inconvenience. It's super easy, barely an inconvenience for Batman. So, and it just gets cleared up at the end, and Jimmy just learns a lesson about something. I don't know. They were very vague on it. I feel like Mark Waid kind of wrote himself into a box with that one. The action, though, is pretty solid, and like I said, there is just cool, like, Mark Waid just gives Dan Mora all the chances to write the draw the coolest shit. Like I said, the metal men suit, bat suit. Yeah, there was also that cool thing in the first volume where Superman and Batman, you know, fused to get, you know, basically did the fusion dance and became Super Batman. It's just fun shit like that that really makes it fun. I will say that this is probably the weakest of these comics so far, but that's not a bad thing. It's really cool to again see, you know, the DC universe treated so nicely. Mark Waid has a love for these characters, and he also does, like, it's really cool to see like this machine storyline. And I always love seeing a Mazo in a comic. I really do. And I'm very excited to read Volume 4 because it's basically Superman and Batman going to the Kingdom Come universe, the story that put Mark Waid on the Legends pedestal. You know what I mean? So there you go, guys. That's my review of World's Finest, Elementary. You guys tell me in the comments below what you guys think of it. Chris, thank you once again for the comic. And other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.